Hey all, Mike here, and if you've spent any appreciable amount of time on YouTube, TikTok, other forms of social media, you've likely seen videos of women complaining about what they call the bare minimum of effort that men make. I'm here to call bullshit. The issue isn't the amount of effort that men make towards women. The issue is that the effort men do make towards women doesn't really have any meaning to women. Let me explain. Let's say that when you're hungry, food just appears. I'm not saying it's always gourmet. In fact, sometimes it might even be junk food. But when you want a bite to eat, it just kind of manifests itself, and there it is, available for you to eat. After a while, the effort and the work that actually goes into meal prep wouldn't mean anything to you. Case in point, a woman I know is unwinding a 10-year marriage. She's in her early 30s. She's what you would call, I think, mid-level, attractive, and she decides she wants to start testing the waters for dating again, so she starts a Bumble account and she throws up some random pics she had in her phone, and she writes one paragraph of the most boring biography you've ever read in your life. 2 weeks later, she shows it to me, and she's coming up on 1,300 dudes in her inbox. Let me say that again, 1,300 dudes in her inbox. Now, a lot of women might not realize this, but that is an actual unimaginable amount of optionality for the vast, vast, vast majority of men. Let's pretend for a minute that it's not. Let's say that men routinely had 1,300 women in their inbox, all kind of jostling around to try and get into their jockey shorts. After a while, the efforts of those women would come to have very little meaning to those men, right? Works the same way for women. Now, let's flip this around. Let's say that when you're hungry, you have to go out and you have to gather all the ingredients and then cook your own food. And the more delicious and nutritious you want it to be, the harder you have to work. I mean, you have to sow the earth, and you have to pluck fruit from trees and pull vegetables from the earth. You might have to slaughter a pig to make your bacon. In other words, you have to work for your food. That's dating for men. Case in point, when I want to date, I have to go out and make that shit happen. I might have to go shoot my shot with 10 women to get a date with one. And by the way, a 10% capture rate is actually pretty good for men. That's the reality. So, like most men, I have to work to date. The moral of the story here is that even the barest of bare minimum efforts that most men have to make to get with most women is more effort than those women could conceive of having to make to get with a man. In other words, guys, don't buy this notion of bare minimum effort. Your effort matters. Be judicious with it, and don't give out more than you get in return. Good luck to you.